energy.
Okay, welcome everybody. What nice to have you all here in Rennes le Chateau, in our house. So today we're gonna speak about health. What is the truth about health and what is the Cosmic Tower doing for us to give our more health, more protection and a lot more consciousness. And last year, in August, I was here in France, in Rennes le Chateau, with my Mary Magdalene retreat. And I was with Devayani from the piano concert. Yeah. And she told me that there was a Cosmic Tower in France. I didn't know what the Cosmic Tower was, but she said, you are sensitive to energy. So she said, would you like to feel it? A Cosmic Tower for protection for 5G. That was the whole story. I said, yes, please, I want to feel it. So we went to Brenac, to Chateau Brenac, to Henri. And we came there and there's a nice garden and a big house. And I walked into the garden and I speak with trees, with animals. I see energy, I feel energy, I hear energy. So I went into the garden and one tree was calling me. And I went to the tree and I put my hands on it and the tree starts to talk to me. And the tree said, oh, since 2 weeks the energy changed here in the garden. It's beautiful, I feel healthier than ever. So I thought, okay, maybe that's the tower, I don't know. So I was feeling the message. And the tree said, it's very interesting, you have to look serious to this tool for humanity. And I thought, okay, that's a story. So I went into the chateau. And there was the big tower. This is a 220, but Henri has a 250.
No. 220. 220
yes.
too?
Oh.
It's only Sarah.
It looks so big. No. The first time I saw it. So I thought, oh my god, what's a big tower? And I felt the energy and I felt it's very strong, like you, Barbara. Mm-hmm. I felt it very strong the first time and then after 10 minutes, it feels okay. The first 10 minutes was uh-oh, and then it's okay, and then I feel like a baby, how do you call it? You're cradling. and I felt embraced by the tower energy, and I saw the energy, and I said, wow, I need to talk to this guy who invented this Cosmic Tower. And I make a picture from the flyer. Birgit had only one flyer, so I said I will call him. So I tried to call him for 4 months. He didn't react. But if you know me, I don't stop. So I sent him messages to Telegram, WhatsApp, and called him another few times. And after 4 months, he called me back. He said, okay, I've seen all your messages. And I said, I know you are busy, but we need you in Holland. So we need you very badly because Holland is all over the place. It's 5G and all the other G's. So I said, I know, Holland is okay. And then we make an appointment and then we arrange 6 presentations in Holland. And after 2 weeks or 3 weeks, I don't know anymore, another 6 presentations. And in Holland, there has been started a movement because everybody who can feel, who can think with their heart, you feel the energy. And when you feel it, you know. So in Holland, a lot of people, we saw maybe 300 persons, I don't know, 300 persons in totally. And they say, I have to tell it to that and that and that. And there's a movement now. They're also with consciousness and with collecting money to a spiritual group who collects together for the big one and put them in the center. So in Holland it's rolling like a snowball, It's first it's small and then so it's very strong the recognition from this energy. So that was very great. And then Harald came to my house in Nijkerk. I live in Holland, Nijkerk, near Amersfoort. And Harald came and he put also a big one in my house. and totally the energy changes. And before I give you the word, one moment. There was a guy in the presentation who had an allergic reaction from cats. I have 2 cats. So he was crying, his eyes were red, and I thought, oh my god, maybe he cannot take the whole presentation. But after 1 hour, it was raining, and after 1 hour it was dry, Harald said, okay, now we take the big one up. So 3 men were helping, and we put the big one in the house. After 3 minutes, the allergic reaction was gone. Yeah. And he never ever felt that before, because normally it takes hours, maybe longer. 3 minutes, it was gone. So everybody in the group saw this, and I thought, yes, I did the right thing. This is working straight away. It's a proof. So Harald is an engineer. He's a truth seeker. He's always looking for what is healthy and what will the doctor not tell you. He's always looking for what is health. So solutions. And we have a very good solution in different sizes. So Harald, please. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome to everybody. I'm very glad to be here in this very special place. Ingrid didn't mention this yet. I know this place very, very well because since 2009 I was maybe 10 times here in the area. Many, many times. In 2009 I went to Marseille with my son. We built also devices like this, but with a smaller, not so powerful energy field. And we were called from the higher dimension to go to France. So, and I told my son, okay, when we get the message, we should go. Especially when our family name is Thiers, like a French prime minister has the same name, Thiers. 1870 something, and even the city has my name here in France. I said, I'm already a famous person, and maybe I should go there. It has something to do with me. So, and I went there, and in Marseille there was this big church, Grand de la Garde. This is very big on the mountain, and my son could also see energies, and there's this golden figure, 12 meter high, Marie Madeleine with a child in her arm, and the energy field of this statue was just 1 centimeter in spring 2009. My son said, Daddy, I have to go in, you have to stay outside. It's a little bit risky for you. So he went in, he connected the church to the higher dimension to get a reconnection and getting that the church gets energy from upstairs, didn't get before. Then he gave the church a huge boost, energy boost, and he reduced those techniques that was reducing all the time the energy of the church. He lowered this. And 1 week later we came back on our tour to Germany, and the energy field of this golden figure was not anymore 1 centimeter, but 5 meters. Everything started in 2009. And that's that time that we were surprised in respect of France, because our devices didn't work in France. We were totally surprised what's going on, what is so special. And when my son tested everything, the reaction or the answer was, in France there was built like a bubble, like a shelter above the whole country, created by gamma rays, radiation, radioactivity. And that was, and the consequence of this energy field was that spiritual people cannot go beyond this certain level of frequency. Yeah, it was like a cage, like a border for a certain energy level, frequency level. And therefore any people, anybody in France couldn't reach the highest dimensions. was covered. And my son asked at that time, in the spiritual dimension, what is going on? No answer. Next level, no answer. Next level, no answer. Level after level after level, going higher and higher and higher. And on the top level, he got the answer. France is the center of the dark world. They legally conquered the power in France, the dark side. And therefore they are allowed to do this. Yeah? And that was a challenge for us because our devices didn't work, but my son got support from the higher dimension that time, and therefore he incorporated the protection from radioactivity in our devices. And then they could work, but we were only allowed to leave there in France here 5 pieces that time in 2009. Then I was afterwards several times more here, and in 2012 I did a big tour through all over France, and we put 80 of our devices, bing, 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 bing. We were allowed to do something more in 2012. I was always looking for the answer, what is so special with France? Why is there the main seed of the dark side of the world here in France? What is the reason? And I was studying and researching on the internet, up and down and so on. And some weeks later I found the answer. Because here in France were the Cathars. And the Cathars were our earlier people, godlike people, with the highest spirituality and so on. I found the perfecti. I found the place in Rennes le Chateau. There was Maria Magdalena living, and she was married not to Jesus Christ, but she was married to Radomir. Radomir was the one. And he was killed in 1086 in Istanbul, but he went here, he was here in France, and he went to Jerusalem, but this was a part of Paris where the Jews were living. And he told them, you're working for non-human beings, but when the job is done and you conquer the world for them, what do you think will they do with you when you help them? And therefore, because he was thinking he couldn't reach a military victory, because the dark side was coming with overwhelming masses and so on. That was history, and later on in Montségur was the last castle for the Cathars and so on. And due to this, the whole power went over to the dark side. And therefore they could do this here. I was here again with my girlfriend, Sabine, in 2014, especially in this village. Because I met a spiritual group of French people. So I got a Swiss friend, and he was living in France, and he told me there's a special group of spiritual people in France working with Marie Magdalene and knowing the things in Rennes le Chateau and Rennes le Chateau and so on, and I should go there. And I heard there are living Cathars nowadays, and I met one. I came here, I came to Rennes le Chateau, and I was in the shop of Bruno with the crystal skulls on the marketplace there, and I met him there and so on, and it was funny to me. This man didn't have any hair here, nothing, totally different genetic and so on. He was like an athletic sportsman, he had a different design. I was really impressed. So later on, and then we were on the property of Marie Magdalene, it's in Rennes le Chateau, on the, you know, when you come into Rennes le Chateau, you have such a bath area, and the opposite side of the river. There's the last house, was Marie Magdalene's house. There a spiritual man bought there, or built there his holiday cottage. He built also pyramids, and one of the pyramids is in Bruno's shop and so on. Interesting. So and then I was again here with my girlfriend, with Sabine, and we did a tour, and we became here. And when we were here in the bookshop, I think it's a little bit more up, my girlfriend started to twist around in circles. We knew each other 5 days, but she spoke about Ashtar and the spiritual group in France, also the same thing, and so you have to come with me. they speak about the same things like you. So she came with me, then we came here, and in the shop she was moving around. I said to the French guys, something strange is going on with her. I don't know what kind of strange girlfriend I have. And they said, no, everything is normal, we know this, just keep quiet. So, and then I let her go, and we passed to the top here, where the monument is, and so on, this other special building, and so on, and she disappeared, and half an hour later I was looking for her. I went downstairs to the parking place and I saw her going behind the hill, and she was shouting and crying and loud, and I said, wow, what kind of crazy girl am I? I was really surprised. So, and then afterwards she told me what was going on, because she was being taken over by Ashtar from the higher dimension. He went into her body in addition to her own soul, and she was turned more to build up her toroidal field, energy field. She was put into the church in front of the water sink where the devil figure is. And Ashtar asked this dark being, here, come on, let's go. You have to come out here. And he came out there and jumped into the body of my girlfriend. 2014. Then there was a guy, a young student from the spiritual group, and he had a big crystal skull, and when the soul was out there, this crystal skull cleaned the whole church inside. All the black magic and all symbols and whatever things were there. Bing, 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 was in 10 minutes everything was gone. That was interesting. But this devil's soul was in the body of my girlfriend. So, and interesting was, when I was doing research work, I found out that Gerhard Schröder, the German Chancellor, 1 week before he became Chancellor of Germany, he was here, Rennes le Chateau, I think with Mitterrand, in this church. Obviously to swear the oath to the devil, who has to give him the orders. That means he is a very, very special place. And I was deeply involved in this place here. So, and this soul was in the body of my girlfriend, and we went to Marseille, and the soul said he would also like to drive a car. And I looked left and down and said, no, better not. And I knew that the dark side was always trying to get in contact with me, because I was doing the same work with my son, like we are doing here now, and that was very, very fundamental work. And they tried to get into it, or to split us and so on. And they knew my son could see all the energies, and I was a weak point in our partnership. And therefore they tried to contact me and my girlfriend, and to take her over and interfere, and always to listen what's going on, and all these kind of things. So, and therefore I didn't let her drive the car, this guy actually. And then we came to Marseille, and she said, he's telling that you could ask him some questions. And we were just going down, and I saw the church, where I was 5 years before, 2009, with my son, with the energy field, 1 centimeter to 5 meters. And this was a church for the positive people to honor Marie-Madeleine. And here was the dark side. The black side was here. So when I asked this guy, do you know this church upstairs there?
To the devil. To the devil.
The devil, of course. And the answer was, yes, very best. Because it was a counter place to his own place. No, also I made so many experiences. In 2018 I was again here. In between also several times, but 2018 I was with a spiritual group doing the tour, and that time the head of the devil figure was cut off here in the church, 2018, and we went to Montségur, 21st of June, we were on the top of Montségur, and we were doing our spiritual work and starting an underground energy generator. Inside the Earth there are energy generators to create the energy field for the whole Earth, many kilometers deep. When the Earth was created, they were put in. Yeah, and the dark side had used them to manipulate mankind, but this was partially switched off, and we restarted them in the positive way. It was a big group and so on, with the support from the higher dimension. And when we were finished, we went through the remaining castle building.
Ruins.
Ruin. And some of our people in our group they could hear the higher dimension melodies, and they were hearing songs with very phenomenal music. Because due to this activation of this underground generator, we freed souls that were hidden or caught there for many thousand years. Yeah. So, and when we came out of the church, it was funny because there was a group of 200 military people, all with weapons, and we were shocked. What's going on? What was this? They were there for photo shooting on the 21st of June 2018. And we were there for our spiritual world, for the positive side. That means both of the biggest groups, most important groups, met there, on top of Montsegur. So, and therefore I was many often here. And
what happened to Sabine?
Sabine had, she was open to everybody. And I said that's maybe not the perfect thing, because when you're open to everybody, whatever being could enter your body and take you over, you should check it. But she was open. No, upstairs they should know who to come. That was for her easy. And she died in 2019. She had cleaning for her digestion tract, and the recipe was you shouldn't eat or drink something. But she had diabetes, and when she didn't eat anything, her sugar level went down and down and down, and then she went up and she fell down consciousness. And she arranged it that I am not there, that I was away. And 2 days later, when I came back, she was laid on the floor. No, but also this a friend of mine, he could contact and go to her, to the dead body, and he could see there was a being sitting on her. It's our property, something like this. That means there was still this negative energy. No, but now she's totally free, because I'm also in contact with her, got all the information, and she is one of the captains of the biggest spaceships called Athena in our galaxy. And she wears a suit like you see in the science fiction film Star Wars or whatever. No, and I have a friend in Hamburg, and this woman is also very spiritual, and when we do a channeling, my Sabine is always sitting there, she can describe her, and and so on. We have really good contact. But therefore I'm very close to the whole area, to France, and also when I came here with the Cosmic Tower, because I know I knew the destiny of the Katharas, of the Perfecti, and what they have, what was done to them, what kind of terrible things and so on. And therefore I said myself, I should help them, coming here again with the Cosmic Towers. So, and we started, because last year in summer, up to summer last year, we didn't have any tower, any big tower, nothing, no energy support at all. And then I came here 4, 5, 6 times, and now we have, as of today, 35 such big towers here in France.
35?
35 already.
Good.
All in the
south.
in the whole of France.
Yes.
Or just in the south?
Yeah.
Most of them in the south. No? Most in the south? Or
Yes,
the whole of
most
France?
of them in the south, but also in Paris we have, we have.
Okay.
Oh, great. And do you believe France is still shielded by the gamma?
I don't think so.
And there are holes in it now.
No, I think
Holes in it?
Yeah, there are quite big holes in it.
Yeah.
No.
It's also in the matrix.
Eh?
There are lots of holes in the matrix.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when I came here, because I'm married here since 1 year, my wife, my present wife, said, I'm afraid when you go there, because I can just see that I'm standing on the stage and they start to burn me just now. And she could see into the past, and it was an effect as if it was yesterday. And my wife told me, when this happened, you were standing outside looking at me, and I was on the state burned. So that means we were both Cathars in the Middle Age. And always when I go here to France, she feels the energy. Yeah, last time when I was here, I had also to bring 2 towers to, 4 towers even to Monaco. Yeah, and I was in France, and she said, "Oh, you arrived in France?" I said, yes, 10 minutes ago. She felt the energy immediately. So then I had to go to Monaco, and she told me, "Harald, you're not anymore in France." I said, "No, 5 minutes ago I went to Monaco. What's going on?" "Yeah, I feel it. The energy is better." And a few hours later I came back to France. "You're back in France now." She called me again. She feels immediately as there's a change of the situation. That means she's also very close to it, and I think we have to common history and so on and so on. Yeah. So therefore I try to help as much as I can, but not only in France, also then in Holland, the Dutch people also a lot of things, and Queen of Holland is obviously the boss of the dark side nowadays, and so on, and also the underground system in Holland is not is amazing, like it's with trees, whatever bases are there, and even there is this connection line between Rome and Switzerland and Holland, where the Vatican could obviously travel, and as I heard, Pope Francis had a sexual relationship 20 years with a Queen Beatrix. Beatrix.
Really?
Beatrix. Okay. No. And Maxima did donations.
To France.
Yeah, to France.
A lot of money.
20 years. Yeah. No, therefore he is not anymore the Pope, only for the public, but everything changed. That actually is a little bit of the past. And the whole project actually started 2006, because I was an engineer, and I was looking for my own health, because my whole health was totally down. I had burnout, low energy, and allergies, and blockages in the body, endless blockages, chaotic regulation, nothing did work. So, and therefore I was looking for solutions, and I was studying. I bought books and read whatever, alternative medicine, 100 books, and so on. And then I had a water device for the house, and my son said one day, "Daddy, the water that we have in the house is very good, but not as good as it should be." I was surprised, because it was the best device I could find. And he said, I said, "Well, let's improve it." And he said, no, we can't improve it, because this production company has a false concept. Doesn't work, it's wrong. And I said, okay, let's do the correct concept. And this way we started. 2006, we built the first devices. In 2007, in spring 2007, I published it in a fair and so on, and showed it to the public. And in 2007, I got some problem. My son was 14 years old at that time, in 2007. And the authorities have taken away my right as a parent. Without a court case and without whatever, they ignored all illegal steps and so on. All legal steps they ignored. Everything was done illegal. And when we felt we don't get our rights, and they tried to do whatever, we disappeared from Germany for 5 years. Boom, gone, invisible.
You and your son?
Yes. Yeah, just 2 of us. My wife that time, she was separate in school medicine, and she knew everything better and different, but I could prove it. But she didn't like to know or to see and so on, and therefore our ways went separate. So I was away with my son, and therefore we came later on then to France, and step by step, but we were in the underground, invisible. No access for anybody to us. And this time, then we developed more and more of our devices, and we built more, but was a challenge, because we had no registration, we had no official identity, and nothing at all. But in this time we built many houses, 4 pieces. I was traveling all over Europe. I had a car from a